So far, on Blood of the Vikings, I've discovered a story of Viking attacks and invasions across Britain and Ireland. Tonight, I travel in search of the evidence for Viking settlement along the sea road from Shetland to Dublin. What brought the Vikings here? And were their dealings with the natives peaceful or not? Western Norway in winter. It's dark and it's freezing. The terrain is rugged and unforgiving. Deep fjords lie below bare snow-capped mountains. At the edge of one fjord, on a thin strip of land sandwiched between water and rock, I discovered the traces of ancient fields. A 1,000 years ago, eking a living from this land must have been a constant struggle. Many of the Vikings came from this part of Western Norway. And when you come here and see just how little good land there is, then it's easy to understand why some of them may have sailed away to places like Orkney and Shetland. The first stop for seafaring Vikings heading west were the islands of Shetland and Orkney, the Northern Isles. And there's plenty of evidence that the Vikings came this way. Ruins at Jarlshof in Shetland show that Viking longhouses once stood here. This Viking treasure, a symbol of wealth and power, was discovered buried in Orkney. There's even rare evidence of Viking writing. On the walls of an ancient tomb in Orkney are the finest runic inscriptions outside Scandinavia. Graffiti of the sort you'd expect from Vikings, boasting of treasure and women. And the locals still celebrate their Viking past. On Shetland each January, they gather for the festival of Uphelliar and burn a Viking longship. We know that the Vikings came to Shetland and Orkney, but we don't know how many. Did Viking immigrants dominate these islands, or did most of the natives remain? To find out just how much Viking ancestry there is in Shetland and in the rest of Britain and Ireland, the BBC have teamed up with geneticists from University College London. So far, they've identified distinctive DNA markers on the Y chromosome in the Vikings' descendants, present-day Norwegian men. The hope is that they'll find these same markers in men from Orkney and Shetland. Professor David Goldstein is the project leader.
Well, I think the Scottish Islands are a very good place to start because we have such good evidence, archaeological evidence and place name evidence of Viking activities in the Scottish Islands. And so, in fact, it's really a good test. If there are genetic signatures from Scandinavia in the British Isles generally, we ought to find them in the Scottish Islands.
Dr. Jim Wilson, part of David Goldstein's team, is in Shetland to collect DNA samples from members of the Family History Society. Based on how many of them are found to have Norwegian ancestry, it should be possible to estimate the scale of Viking settlement over 1,000 years ago.
Right, we have 2 consent forms to fill in. What's your name?
George Jacobson. I think curiosity is the main thing. We're just interested to see if there is any particular link with the Vikings or not. We really don't know. We're just interested to see what you're going to come up with.
I just open this swab tube and you rub the cotton bud up and down in the inside of your cheek 5 times on each cheek. And in the meantime, I'll put this preservative in the tube.
Okay.